Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of rate of change. This is standard A.3B in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 3 of the 2021 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we are looking at a linear relationship here on this table, and we're looking for the rate of change of y with respect to x. So I underline those two parts because that's going to kind of tell us what we're looking for here. So with respect to is just another way of saying per. So when we're thinking of y per x, kind of pair that with this word rate, which can be viewed as a ratio. Well, then that should make us think, all right, so y per x, or y with respect to x, means the same as y over x. All right, so we're looking at y over x, but we're looking at the rate of change. All right, so I'm going to use our Greek letter delta, which looks like a triangle, but it's the Greek letter delta. It means the change. So in math and science, we're going to use that Greek letter delta, the triangle, to note that we're looking for the change in y over the change in x. And you should be thinking to yourself, well, that's slope represented by m. And if you are thinking that, then you are correct. So all of this is simply asking us to find the slope. The rate of change can also be thought of as the slope. So how do we find that? Well, we know this formula. We've been using it for a few years now. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So all we got to do is pick a y and an x. You know what? Let's just do the two biggest ones right here. Let's make that x sub 1. We're going to make that x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. So obviously what we need to do is just make sure that we pair them up, right? Our x sub 2 and our y sub 2 are together. So let's write it out here. Negative 17 is our y sub 2 minus negative 92. All right, so that's going to end up being plus, right? So we can look at that as negative 19 plus 92, or we could also view it as 92 minus 17. That's going to be fine. And then we've got our x sub 2, so that's minus 1, minus, and then we've got 8.5, but it's negative 8.5, so minus negative, so really it's a positive again. Okay, so we're going to end up here with 75, and then that's going to be 7.5, both positive. And that should look like, oh, that's the exact same number. The only difference is the decimal point is moved over, right? So you can pull out your calculator if you want to. We can use a little bit of number sense. If we multiply the 7.5 times 10, right, we're going to move that decimal over, which means it looks like that's our rate of change, 10, which is one of our answer selections. But you know what? Let's verify with another set right here. So let's make this x sub 2, x sub 1, y sub 2, y sub 1. Doesn't matter how much time you take on the STAAR test, you want to get it right. And so taking that extra time is going to help you here. So let's do minus 72. That's my y sub 2 minus negative 32. All right, so that's going to end up being a positive. And then I've got my negative 6.5 as my x sub 2 minus negative 2.5, another positive. And look what we get here. So we get like 32 minus 72, or negative 72 plus 32. It's going to get you a negative 40. And then we're going to get a negative 6.5 plus 2.5, or 2.5 minus 6.5, whichever way you want to look at it, negative 4. So this is pretty clear. Obviously, my two negatives make a positive. Just like my 75 over 7.5, my 40 over 4, it is also going to simplify to 10. A little bit clearer on this one right here. So my answer is A.